Yeah, today is 24th of October, exactly 5:59 p.m. in the evening, and I'm doing this video as a follow-up update as regard the flood situation. And these are areas that a few days ago were very terribly submerged by the water. Even though houses are still underwater right now, but we are seeing a relative, pushback, by this of the water from the previous levels that it was occupying just a few days ago. People around this area are yet to access their homes because their homes are still flooded. But about 3 days, 4 days ago, these are not roads that people, were passing. They were impassable. People were not passing these areas. It was just canoe boats that were used as means of transport around these areas. But as you can see, because the water has started receding gradually, people are beginning, to pass these areas. Pedestrians are beginning to pass these areas, accessible by leg, by foot. The only difference is that the people around this area, the residents around these areas, have not been able to access their homes because their homes are still very much underwater. Properties are still being raised. So the water level will have to go below this level. We have to see dry land around this area before the people around this area will be able to access their homes, clean their homes before they will get back. The experience has been a very terrible experience for this while. You can see all these areas that I'm covering now. You can see people are passing now with their legs. Now, this is Sagbama local government, Sagbama town. People are beginning to get some form of respite because before now, these are not areas that people will come close to at all because the wave, the current of the water here was very, very much. It was so intense that you don't come close to these areas. The experience within this period of the flooding has not been a palatable one. It has been a very painful experience because people have seen before their eyes their properties getting destroyed by this flood. Just last week, when the NIMET was giving reports, they were telling us that over 45,000 buildings have been destroyed. That was what they told us, that over 45,000 buildings have been destroyed, and over 75,000 acres of land, of farmlands, have been totally destroyed. Now, the recent update that we had about around yesterday was that over 600 people have died. But that is, for me, I think that figure is still very much a remote figure for me because very well there are a lot of persons that died during the flooding. During the flooding period, there are a lot of persons that died during this flooding period, and they were not captured. Very, very unfortunate that records. I hope your phone is safe. I hope your phone is safe. I hope your phone is safe. Because there are a lot of people that died during this flood, and they were not captured. Very unfortunately, and there are a lot of farmlands who got, you know, there are a lot of farmlands also that have been destroyed that were not captured also. And the government was coming out to tell us that they know that this will happen over 1 year ago. This will happen over 1 year ago, and you didn't put any measure in place to mitigate the suffering of your people. I don't think that is a government. If we have a government that have already foreseen a situation, a very disastrous situation like this coming before time, and they didn't do anything about it. I didn't do anything about it. And they're telling us that they were warning the citizens. For God's sake, it does not make sense. What are you warning your citizens for? That they should start protecting themselves against what is coming? Is it that the government no longer responsible for the welfare of the people, the safety and the security of the people? That was quite very unfortunate. I just want to do a wider coverage of this environment, what has happened so far, and what is also going on right now. Because the hardship has been an untold hardship. People around these areas have been buying gas, a kg of gas. They have been buying a kg of gas for 1,200 naira per kg. 1,200 naira per kg. They have been buying fuel for 500 and 600 per liter. I mean, foodstuffs prices have skyrocketed, far more than what the people out there are crying. Before now, people were crying about the inflation that is currently, going on. But I just want to tell you that with the experience on ground here, that inflation that people are crying out there about is a child's play. It's a joke compared to what those people have gone through here. The inflation have gone in multiples here. Prices of goods have gone in multiples here, and life has been so tough and hard for the people here. You can look at all of these people. These were houses that people were inhabiting, but because of this flood, they left their houses, and most of them, the properties that they have in their house, most of the properties have been destroyed because they never envisaged the level of the water coming to the level that it has come to. So this is not an issue of government telling the people that we know that this will come in 1 year, and we have been informing people. What are you informing people for? You are there in government, and it is your responsibility to take care of the welfare of these people. That is a constitutional assignment. That is a legitimate assignment, obligatory assignment by the government. But they fail in that, and now they are telling us that they are trying to put the blame on the people, that they warned the people, before now, 1 year, before now, that this will happen. Please, I just want to draw our attention also to the fact that we do not have a Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. They claim that we have a Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, and now that we have seen this kind of serious natural disaster, we did not see the presence. People around this area, from Delta to Bayelsa, have not witnessed the presence of anything called humanitarian whatever from the humanitarian ministry. I think that ministry is of no use. It should be scrapped. That ministry does not have you, because this is the time that we are supposed to be seeing the usefulness of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. But we didn't see any of such. So for this simple reason, where we have seen states, I mean, we're talking about from Bayelsa to Delta to Edo State to even the East, a lot of states so much. We didn't see any presence of humanitarian ministry. Where is the use of the humanitarian ministry? What is the use of the humanitarian ministry? Where is NEMA, the so-called National Emergency Agency? Where are they? We didn't see their presence. We didn't feel their effect anywhere. And the minister the other day was saying that there is no need to declare national emergency. This type of dreadful condition, horrible condition, terrible and terrific condition that people are going through, a minister is telling us that there is no need to declare national emergency in these areas. There's no need to declare emergency in these areas. So everybody will die first before they will declare emergency. This simply tells us that the life of the ordinary Nigerian is not important to these so-called people that are in government. And this is going to be very pivotal in terms of deciding who and which people come into a position of authority in 2023. If any youth listening to me now, if you are you there and you are listening to me now, you better be careful, because this time around, it is going to be you taking your destiny into your hands. Election 2023, it is not going to be as usual. You have to decide. You have to show them that you have the power. The power is not in their hands. We gave them the mandate, and they go in there and behave as if they go in there by themselves. They went in there by themselves. No, we give them the mandate. Enough of this. Look at how terrible these are farms. These are people's farms that have been so much. Everything they have been just is gone. Those are people home. They have left their homes for more than 3 weeks. And they are not even open of coming back to their houses in the next 1 week. Though the water has started receding right now. But this is quite terrible. Just look at the whole of this area. These people left their houses for the period of time that, I mean, this disaster has been taking place. The only annoyance here is that the government has not done what they are supposed to do. We have not felt the impact of the government. We are not feeling as if we have a government. We are not feeling as if we have a government that cares. Even though we have a government, I think it's not the government that cares about the plight of his people. A government that cares about the plight of his people will not allow his people to go through this kind of hardship. Will not allow his people to go through this type of tough times. And then they are telling us that 1 year ago, they gave us, information that this is going to happen. Look at all of these houses. I bet you, I think after this flood, a lot of people will not come back the same. It is going to take a lot of people, quite a long period of time for them to recoup come back to themselves, and continue life as usual, as a normal. But for a lot of persons, life will not be as usual. Life will not be normal. It's going to be a new normal for a lot of other persons. I think I also want to draw our attention to the fact that government on its own in the long term has failed, because we are made to understand that there were some mitigating effects that would have been put into place. The buffer dam that they were supposed to have completed, if like they have completed that buffer dam, some of these waters that gush down to wipe away people from their homes, wipe away farmlands, destroy houses and kill people, this volume of water wouldn't have come if they have put that buffer dam in place. That is the failure of government. And the other day the minister was saying that this is from God. How do you tell us that this is from God? How do you tell us that this is from God when there are solutions, that you will have put in place to reduce the effect of what these people have gone through, and then you are telling us that this is from God? So if it is from God, then we should now say, okay, no problem. Let everybody die. Is that what you are saying? That is very wrong. Please look at the whole of this place that we are passing with boats. These are areas that people pass, with cars. These are areas that people pass with bike. I mean, to the wildest imagination of all of us, to our amazement, for the couple of weeks now, it has been a road for the canoe. It has been a road for the canoe. Look at this place. This is somebody's fish farm. And this fish farm, I doubt if the fishes are still being protected, because it was overrun seriously by the water. And it's just now that the water have receded, that these levels we are seeing these levels right now. So this is the level of loss that people have incurred. This is also a plantain farm and a banana farm that was also submerged by the water. Look at everything have been destroyed. Imagine how it's going to be very difficult for people, in terms of food, in our country, because we are going to experience a lot of food scarcity in our country in the next year or so, because a lot of those farms that were in the uplands where water has never go close before, those lands were overrun by the water, and all those fruit and the cassava and the rest, all of them have been harvested. Right now there is nothing left in the soil that can be called a plant or a food. So it means that for the next couple of months, 9 months or a year, as the case may be, everybody will have to be on the planting. And as they are planting, tell me, where will the food supply be coming from? Because a very vast area in the north also was submerged. Adamawa was also affected. We see the waters in the Benue, in Kogi, all those areas were also affected. So where will the food be coming from for the people? Where will the food come from the people? We are going to see a lot of food scarcity. So the effect of what the people are feeling now is just a tip of the iceberg of what is to come in the next 1 year. Unfortunately, we do not have a government that is proactive. We only have a government that acts from the side of reaction. We only react to situations when it has gone out of hand. Look at the massive. I mean, it's funny that when you see this area that this water is occupying, like in 1 month before now or 1 month after now, you'll be surprised that, wow, you mean all of these areas will be submerged by this water? Where are these people? Where are they living? And more terrible again is sewages that have been overflown. A lot of terrible pollution going on right now. And we are supposed to see the NOA, so-called the National Orientation Agency. We are not seeing them anywhere informing the people of the dangers involved, even after the water recede, because there's the water table have been compromised. The water table have been compromised, and the water that people consume now will have to be very well scrutinized. Otherwise, I mean, we're going to see a lot of cases of diarrhea, cholera, all manner of diseases after now. So it's terrible. It is quite very terrible. I think this is where the police officers stay. It was completely submerged. It's still submerged, still underwater. Quite terrible. Now, from that spot where I took this boat to this place I'm coming now, this has been the transit route for people that are trying to come out of the, from inside of the community, and then trying to navigate their way to the east-west road. If you move straight down forward, you will get the east-west road there. So this has been the transport route. Some people collect 200, some people collect 300, as the case may be. If you are with the load, if you are with load, sometimes it's far more than that. So this is what I have to share with us. I think after now, as the water level recedes, I'm going to give us updates. But the good news is that at least there are some form of relief right now that the water level is coming down, and there is hope inside right now. Thank you very much. Okay, that young man there is helping himself. Look at how the water has been polluted. This is what we are talking about. People have to be careful the kind of water they consume right now. We have not witnessed again the presence of any government agency to help the people. Orientation has not been there. We have not seen any form of emergency. It's a shame to this government that they have been where they are while their people are suffering. Unfortunately, we are going to see them come, very soon, telling these people to vote for them. Come, my youth, listen to me once again. Know how you use your PVC. This time around, it is decision time. It is not joke. This is decision time. Bye for now. I will see you in my next update. I remain my humble self, Henry.